And just like that, we're back again with another update on Solana. Shout out to the Solana family as always for showing tremendous amount of love. But yeah, if you're looking at the price of Solana down 10.1% right now, as we are going into Tuesday morning. So yeah, if you're looking across the board, we're seeing a sea of red and it's literally, visible right in front of us at this point. Solana just over the last 24 hours down 10.1%. Over the weekly time frame down 22%, and on the monthly down 33%. So, a lot of fear. There's no secret about that. And yesterday, November 3rd, we did see quite a sharp pullback. And like I said, that momentum is carrying on into Tuesday morning. So let's take a closer look and see what's happening. Before we do that, as always, just a quick disclaimer, anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So, looking at the price of Solana, $157.93, down 7.5% on the Bitcoin side of things. Valuation is sitting below $90 billion. Yes, that is correct. That's 87.5 billion. And the 24-hour trading volume at $9.6 billion right now, which of course is really high in terms of the volume. But again, you need to also factor in that there was a major liquidation that did occur for the crypto markets just over the last 24 hours. So take a look at this though. On the bright side, Solana ETF flows just won't quit. Even with Solana down today, institutions keep stacking. Bitwise and Grayscale Solana ETF just pulled in $70 million on November 3rd. That's 5 straight days of inflows. The demand for Solana exposure isn't slowing down. And now you guys are probably wondering, you guys are probably scratching your heads, but why is the price of Solana going down? Because of Bitcoin. Again, if Bitcoin is going to do this, everything is going to go down with it, including Sol, as you can see for yourself, and especially the dominance. Look where the dominance was just last night. 59.8%. We've seen a 1% increase for the dominance, and that is quite massive. So, it's not a big surprise. Bitcoin obviously dropping below the 23.6, not making its way back above the 23.6 Fibonacci retracement level. And again, you guys know the importance of that zone. And at this point, we have not been able to get back above that key range. And at this point, the door is open for us to retest some of these lower levels that, we did retest last month. But with that being said, take a look at this. In October, over 770 million worth of assets bridged from other chains to Solana, including 300 million plus from Ethereum alone. So again, in terms of on-chain metrics, in terms of, what's happening with the ecosystem, nothing has slowed down. Yes, retail interest is very low though. There's no secret about that. Retail interest is just not there as to what it was maybe early this year, as well as late last year, or even 2024 overall. We did see quite a bit of interest from retail specifically, but I think due to meme coins' existence, we have seen a lot of retail just being shaken out, and especially for the liquidation that we saw. And again, meme coins, you could say they're good for the portfolio, this and that. And I personally am a big believer on meme coins, as you guys know, but I think they have also really kind of just made a lot of retail focus more on meme coins rather than utility projects and actually coins that are building. And unfortunately, I think that is what has flushed a lot of retail out as well. But again, right now, still, pulling very impressive, numbers in terms of development, in terms of institutional demand. There's so much going on for Sol. Yes, we're seeing a hiccup, but again, we're seeing that with the broader market, and that is obviously not a big secret at this point. But let's take a look at Solana on the daily time frame and really see, what is happening. So you can see for yourself, Solana price has dropped below $166. I don't even need to, check the price, and I know, like, I literally have, these prices memorized, especially the $166 price point for Sol. You can see for yourself that is a significant level of support for Sol. You can see we have dropped below it for the first time since July of this year. Yes, that is correct. That is absolutely correct. We're not making this up at this point. And right now, Sol, is sitting at significant support line. As you could see for yourself, literally where we are currently sitting is significant support, dating back to 2022. Yes, that is correct. And now, with that being said, if this support does not hold for Sol, you can see for yourself, if this does not hold, where could the price of Sol end up going? We do have some support around the $155 price point, but mainly the $150 key range is the crucial support line, which is only about a 5% move from where we currently are. Again, a level we haven't seen since July 6th of this year. So Sol is down quite significantly. Again, if you want to put this into perspective, Solana is down from October 28th about 23.3%. And again, some people are very happy at this. Again, look at the inflows, look at what's going on with the on-chain metrics. You want to look at, what Solana is at this point of, the market existence that it has for itself. Obviously, it's not in its early stages anymore. There's so much that has happened since sold's low, obviously in the bear market, and that is what you need to be paying attention to. And I'm gonna be quite frank with you, that when Solana goes down, I've said this on the channel before, I get happy because it just gives me hope that I can accumulate more Solana at a cheaper price, because I believe, and again, this is my own personal opinion at the end of the day, whether the bull market is over or not. And speaking about the bull market being over or not, please make sure you guys watch my market in-depth analysis that I made. Please go watch that, because we talk a little bit more in depth as to what's happening with Bitcoin. I share my personal thoughts as to what I could think is happening. Obviously, historically speaking, the remainder of the year should be bullish, but again, there's a lot of analysts also projecting that the bull market might be over. We're going to see a little bit of a pullback, and if Bitcoin drops below $100,000 price point, I think lights are out in the immediate short term. And then we could and then obviously that's where the conversation comes. Is the 4-year cycle still even in play? Are we just going to see this retracement and market picking up for the remainder of 2026? So that is what we want to be looking out for, and we'll see what happens with Bitcoin, because if Bitcoin drops below $100,000, that is something we shouldn't be taking quite slightly, and that could have an impact market wide, including Sol. And again, if you want to put this into perspective, let's just take a look at where Bitcoin prices. Bitcoin is only like literally a 5% move away. Let's actually look at it exactly from where we currently are. So BTC is right now about a 4.3% move away for it to break below $100,000 price point. Obviously, I would expect the dominance to pick up more in that case. So give or take, let's say Sol, from here, if Bitcoin were to drop below $100,000, just below $100,000, let's give or take 8% pullback for Sol. That would take Sol back in the 61.8 fib zone, which is a very realistic thing to be looking out for right now. But again, for the long-term holders, this is going to be a great opportunity nonetheless, because again, this is not the first time Sol is revisiting. Just literally this April, Sol was sitting at $96 per coin. Then after that, it went on 161% rally towards the upside. Was not able to reach an all-time high. So now that brings the question, did we actually indeed end up seeing, the all-time high for Bitcoin back in October? That is a question that we'll actually find out as, time goes by. But, again, Bitcoin, if you were to ask me, where I would like to see the price of Bitcoin, you need to be above our confirmations on bare minimum 23.6, but above our confirmation at $117,000. And at this point, we're nowhere near that. And at this point, we're actually closer to 100K rather than that. So again, these are some factors you want to keep in mind. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys personally think. Where do you see the price of Solana going right now? I want you guys to be, prepared that this retest at $150 price point could actually end up happening much quicker than a lot of people are realizing. But again, we'll got to take it one step at a time. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Much love. We'll see you later in crypto, ZX, and peace.